So today I'm going to be going over a Turk variation. Typically when you see a Turk, you see a split leg Turk. This one, I used to call it a short Turk back when I first saw it from Cade Brock, I believe in 2018 or 2019. However, you can also call it a cross Turk. A trap Turk is a pretty good name for it because the ankle is going to be trapped. I'm going to go over it in detail. I have 11 different clips. I'm going to start off showing a clip of national champion Andrew Alirez using it at the NCAA tournament. 6 of these examples are going to come from low singles. 2 are going to come off of a double leg. 2 is going to come off a head inside single. And 1 is actually going to come off of the bottom position from a reversal. So let's get right into it. So you have Alirez versus Zargo. Goes in for a head inside single. There's a cutback. He's going to grab the other ankle. Typically, most of the examples, they grab the ankle of the leg they shot towards, they shot to. But in this one, because he set up to his butt, he was able to do that. He's going to bring it across and switch grips with his other hand. Then he traps it. He's also going to reach back for that foot just to make sure he can scoop up that back leg as well, so the opponent isn't able to crawl forward in order to loosen the grip. And once you get to this position here with a trap, all you really have to do is cross face the guy, and he'll pretty much be trapped. This is a great example of it. He has that leg trapped 100%. Next example we're going to show, something similar, is going to be a rear attack. He's going to drop down to the ankle. This one wasn't really a low single, also a head inside single off a rear attack. He's going to bring that ankle across to the other leg. He's going to switch hands, and he's going to use that other hand that's behind the opponent's knee to trap that leg from coming out. And then once that foot is trapped, most of the guys, they just go for a basic crossface. It's impossible for them to get their hips down, or if their hips are already close to bend down, to keep their hips down once you bring that ankle across. It's the same thing as a Turk, but it's a lot more secure. Low single. Any attack where you're attacking the ankle, like low singles, this one is pretty easy. He does it pretty effortlessly from the low single because he's already below the knee. So as you can see here, he's also going to switch his grip, just like the previous 2 examples. He's going to scoop that bottom leg with his leg and have that foot trapped. There's nothing that the bottom guy can really do from this position. As long as the guy keeps circling, he gets a good crossface in or a claw, then he's pretty much going over. Next, I'm going to show the example with Cade Brock, the first time I ever seen someone do this. So he does it straight off a low single. So the way he did it was pretty seamless. He didn't get on top of the guy. He just stayed to the side. So he gets a low single, collects the other leg, brings it across. And besides trying to step over anything, he just traps it. He just shelves it on his inside hip and does it that way. Gets a head and the arm, sits to his side. This is NCAA runner-up Joey LaValle. So head outside single into a double. The opponent's on their hip, so he's able to get the ankle off that bottom leg. He's gonna bring it across and step over in order to trap it. Once he traps it, he's all set. A lot of these examples are going to start to seem redundant because they kind of are. I just want you guys to see multiple examples of the move being done because it's not a super difficult position to look at. However, the next example is going to be from Chad Red, and he's going to do it with his arm, right? So he's not going to trap the trap Turk. He's not going to get the trap Turk with his leg. He's going to get it with his arm. So low single, you see he brings it across. He's going to hold it in place with his leg, hop sides, and then he's going to keep it in place with his arm, which shows you how much control you have over that position. Because they're super weak once with their leg bent that way above their knee. They're super weak in that position. So he has an arm trap Turk, and then he's gonna get a bar, and he's just gonna circle towards the head, and he still gets a full set of 4 back points. Next, we're going to have NCAA All-American Josh Humphreys, low single. So if he wanted to, he could have got 2 points and kept it pushing, but going for this doesn't put you out of position. So I guess why not go for it? So he gets his 2. You can see here that ankle is above the knee, right on the thigh. So he's going to trap it with his leg. And besides stepping over, he traps it with his leg, and then he's going to have a similar grip to Cade Brock by having the head and the arm. And then he's just going to sit back with it. There's not much that Luka Witt from Cal Poly can do to stop that position. Next, we're going to have a battle between 2 All-Americans. But no, this is Isaac Trumbull versus J.I. As you can see from the bottom position, he grabs that ankle, and he's going to drive towards him, push off that back foot, trap that ankle with his other arm, and then he's going to step through. Now, Isaac Trumbull is pretty bunched up, so he doesn't lock it in, but he does get a 2 count, which is the reason why he ended up winning the match. By 1 point. Now, this is between 2 All-Americans, Jonathan Lowe from Cornell and Trey Munoz. So he drops down to the ankle. He's going to bring it across, trap it, and then step through, lock it in with his hip. And once you get here, you can be pretty patient. Unless it's like 10 seconds left on the clock or anything, you are going to get your bad points once you get to this position. It's not really much that they can do to stop it. And it's not like the bow and arrow. It's not a dangerous position at all. You can get yourself in this position like by yourself if you're just sitting down. So I've never seen a ref call potentially dangerous for it, even when I've seen it, even when I had a few guys on my team do it at the high school level. But I could see how there could be a potentially dangerous call from a ref who's never seen it before. But it's not really a position where you're making the body go, bending the body in ways that it doesn't naturally go, like a bow and arrow would. This is multiple time All-American NCAA runner-up Miles Amin, head inside single. Going to drop down to that ankle. And he's just going to bring it across and trap it with his hip. Pretty basic move. Only have one more example to show. In the last example, the dude is going to shoot a double leg, and he's just going to fall into the position. I wouldn't bank on that happening, but I just wanted to show it. But he doesn't drop down to the ankle or anything. Somehow he just falls into that position from the double leg. To show you here that he does get his full back points, and he will get the pin. I want to show him getting the pin as well. Last example here. Guy shoots a double, and he just ends up with the ankle trap. Now, once the ankle was trapped, I've seen some guys get in this position or a similar position, and they just let it go because they don't know what they have. At least once he kind of fell into the position, he was smart enough to recognize what he had because he made sure to keep the ankle trapped. So thank you for watching today's video. This is really useful to add. You can end a match this way or get a full set of back points, effectively creating a really big gap in the match for a pretty increase your chances of winning pretty significantly. So thank you for watching the video. I will see you guys in the next one.